Welcome back to the channel, Bold and the Beautiful Superfans. If you're glued to your screens like I am, you know this week has been pure fire, and Thursday, January 29, 2026, episode delivered some of the juiciest drama yet. Today we're breaking down every must-watch moment from this explosive installment in a massive in-depth YouTube video script. We're talking about Ivy's full-on confrontation with Dylan after spying through the window, Elektra spilling her deepest insecurities to Steffi, emotional confessions, crossed boundaries, and tension that's about to explode across multiple relationships. This is going to be a long one, pushing toward that epic word deep dive because you deserve all the details, analysis, predictions, and fan theories. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop a like if you're Team Elektra, Team Dylan, or just here for the chaos. Let's dive right in. Starting with the big setup. This episode picks up right where the babysitting drama left off. Finn Tanner Novlin had no choice but to leave little Hayes, Brian David Garlick, with Will Crew Morrow, and Dylan Sidney Bullock, while he handled his shift. What started as innocent help has snowballed into something way more complicated. Will and Dylan are spending serious time together at the beach house, and the chemistry? It's undeniable. But Elektra Linnea Grace is miles away in San Francisco on that business trip with Steffi Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and her radar is pinging hard. One of the standout threads is Elektra confiding in Steffi about her growing worries over Will and Dylan's connection. Elektra's been carrying this weight since she first overheard about the babysitting arrangement. Her past trust issues, especially after that fallout with Remy, have left her vulnerable, and now she's seeing red flags everywhere. In this episode, she finally opens up fully to Steffi over what seems like a cozy wine chat. Steffi, being the wise, experienced aunt/mentor figure, listens as Elektra admits she's terrified of losing Will. She knows she should trust him, but the idea of him and Dylan alone bonding over Hayes' late-night talks and who knows what else, it's eating her alive. Steffi and Elektra in their San Francisco hotel or meeting spot, maybe after wrapping up with Dottie Morgan Fairchild, and her assistant Joseph Jim J. Bullock. The business side went smoothly, optimism about Forrester Creations' next moves, but Elektra's mind is elsewhere. She pours out her heart. I warned Dylan about boundaries, but now they're closer than ever. Steffi reassures her, perhaps sharing her own past relationship struggles with Finn or Ridge, reminding Elektra that communication is key. But deep down, Elektra feels something's off, and this confession is heartbreaking because it shows how her insecurities could sabotage the good thing she has with Will. Shifting to Los Angeles, the real fireworks happen at the beach house. Dylan and Will are babysitting Hayes, and things get cozy fast. Dylan practices her ballet, yes ballet, in the living room, leaping around in her costume. Will's on the couch watching relaxed. Then oops, she loses balance and falls right onto him. It's accidental, playful, but from the outside, it looks intimate. And who happens to be peering through the window at that exact moment? Ivy Ashley Brewer, of course. Ivy's been suspicious for a while. She doesn't think this living arrangement is proper. She's said it multiple times. Ivy brought Elektra to LA, helped her get the Forrester job, and sees herself as a protector. She views Will as potentially a womanizer like certain Spencers, maybe echoing her dad's history, and now she's convinced Dylan's making moves. So Ivy lurks, yes, lurks in the bushes or outside the window, gets an eyeful of this close moment, grimaces in disgust, and decides enough is enough. Later, after the fall, Will and Dylan share a deeper moment. Will opens up in a way he never has with Elektra. He talks about the trauma from Luna's actions, how being a Spencer isn't the glamorous dream it seems, boarding schools feeling like a burden, the emotional weight of family drama. Dylan comforts him, places a hand on his in support, and they trauma bond. Tears might even flow. Will cries as Dylan holds space for him. It's vulnerable, real, and way more intimate than anything he's shared with his girlfriend. Ivy watches this too, her disapproval growing. Then comes the confrontation. Ivy storms in, maybe through the door or straight into the guest house/bedroom area, for what fans are calling a bedroom ambush. She's furious. I saw everything, Miss Dylan, she snaps. I know exactly what you're up to, and it's not happening. I won't let you steal Elektra's boyfriend. Ivy accuses Dylan of crossing lines, putting moves on Will, disrespecting boundaries. Dylan's startled, an intruder vibe as she's caught off guard. Will might be there or step in, but Ivy's focus is laser-sharp on Dylan. Hands off, this isn't proper, Electra's too fragile for this. This scene is electric. Ashley Brewer's Ivy channels protective fury, while Sydney Bullock's Dylan likely defends herself, maybe insisting it was innocent, just friendship and support. But Ivy's not buying it. She warns Dylan about the consequences, perhaps even hinting at demanding she move out or leave town, setting up Friday's spoilers. The tension is thick, crossed boundaries threatening to blow up relationships left and right. Meanwhile, back with the older generation, Brooke, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Ridge, Torsten Kay, are enjoying having RJ, Brian Nicoletti, back in LA. They reconnect, talk future plans, sweet family moments contrasting the younger crowd's chaos. It's a reminder that the bold and the beautiful balances high-stakes romance with heartfelt family ties. Now let's analyze why this episode works so well. The writers are masterfully building a potential love triangle. Electra's insecurity versus Dylan's confidence versus Will's growing emotional connection. Ivy's spying adds that classic soap voyeurism, peeping through windows is peak B&B drama, even if some fans call it stalkerish. But it fits Ivy's character. Overprotective, judgmental, quick to assume the worst about the other woman. Predictions moving forward. Will might start questioning his relationship with Electra if he feels he can't open up to her like he does with Dylan. Confession to Steffi could lead to advice that pushes her to confront Will directly, or make her more clingy, driving him away. Ivy's confrontation? It might backfire, making Dylan and Will closer in solidarity, or force Dylan to reconsider her place in the beach house. Fan theories are wild right now. Some think this is setting up Will/Dylan as an endgame with Electra heartbroken but growing from it. Others believe Ivy's meddling will expose her own issues, maybe tying back to her past with Liam or Thomas. And Hayes? The innocent baby in the middle, symbolizing how adult drama affects even the youngest. Character deep dives. Electra, Linnea Grace, is shining in her vulnerability, relatable for anyone who's felt jealousy. Steffi, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, is the rock, offering perspective from her own messy history. Ivy, Ashley Brewer, is polarizing, protector or busybody. Will Morrow shows depth beyond charm, opening up about pain. Dylan, Sydney Bullock, brings fresh energy, confident but perhaps naive to the family dynamics. The San Francisco business trip adds contrast, success with Dottie and Joseph, but personal turmoil. It highlights how distance amplifies doubts. Themes here. Trust versus betrayal, emotional intimacy in friendships turning romantic, family interference, the cost of insecurity. Wrapping this massive breakdown, January 29, 2026, is must-watch B&B at its best. Emotional confessions, shocking confrontations, and drama that's just heating up. What did you think? Is Ivy right to intervene? Should Will tell Electra everything? Drop your hot takes in the comments. Like if you're hooked, subscribe for daily recaps. And I'll see you in the next one when Ivy potentially demands Dylan leaves town.